Yes, for 20 bucks, I was able to put together a grade A coin collection with coins from all over the world spanning 600 years. I'm talking banknotes, silver coins, and gold. Yes, even real gold bullion. Don't believe me? Watch the rest of this video and see for yourself. Hello everybody, Silver Picker here, and welcome to the Silver Picker Squad. Now, today's video is one that I am super excited to bring you guys because I am going to teach you how you can create a world-class coin collection for under $20. That's right, I'm not talking about some rinky-dink nonsense coin collection. I'm talking about a real coin collection that you can start for under 20 bucks, that you can be proud of, and more important, that you can learn from. Now, before I show you the coins, and don't worry, I'm gonna get to them in a second, I wanna tell you why I decided to make this video. I get questions from viewers every single week who say, I'm new to the coin collecting community, I want to get into it, but I don't know where to start. And my first instinct is always to say, well, what do you like? Start with that, collect what you like, and go from there. But the problem is that a lot of people are so new that they don't even know what's out there, so they don't even yet know what they like. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone was a newbie at one time, including me, of course. So don't get discouraged. So I decided to challenge myself to take a $20 budget and build the best coin collection that I could for that. Any of you can go to your local coin store, or even in some cases go on eBay and put this coin collection together for yourselves very, very easily. And it'll be a great starting point for your journey into numismatics. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Help me spread the word and get this out to more people and get more and more people into the hobby. Right now, I mean, right this second, hit the like button. Yep, right over there. It's right in front of you. That like button will help me, will help you, and will help the entire coin collecting community. So good, now that you've hit the like button, let's go on and take a look at the coins. All right, so we are going to turn this $20 bill into an amazing coin collection. So let's track our progress right over here as usual and check out our first item. All right, so starting us off are some Lincoln wheat cents. Now, the reason I chose to start us off with Lincoln wheat cents is that, honestly, that is what most people start collecting, at least in the United States. And I'm sure in other countries, people start with low denomination coins as well. These are so great to start because you can still find them in circulation if you do coin roll hunting, and even if you buy them at a coin store, you can get them for so cheap. I'm talking sometimes even 1.5 cents per coin. I was generous here and put these each at 5 cents per coin, and right now we've got one from each decade that these coins were minted. We've got a teen, a 20, a 30s, a 40s, and a 50s. Not a bad way to start us off. Already 5 coins in and we haven't even broken a dollar. I would be remiss if I didn't include the iconic 1943 steel cent. This coin was minted during World War II when demand for copper to supply the war effort was at an all-time high. So instead of minting this coin in copper like all the other wheat cents in the series, this one, and this one only, was minted in steel. And that makes this such a historically significant and interesting piece to start off your collection right. And for our last 1 cent coin in this collection, we have the Indian head cent. It is also another iconic American coin, starting in the mid-1800s, going up to 1909, when the wheat cent replaced it. This one is from 1908, but you can get them from the 1800s, and they're really only $1. That is, of course, 100 times face value, but if you think about it, a coin that's over 100 years old for $1 is really an awesome deal. And I love the design. Absolutely love it. If you're into old coins, then step aside Indian head cent and make way for this guy. This is what's called Russian wire money. And these coins were minted in Russia in the 1400s through the 1700s. And I'm not sure exactly which this one is from, but it could be up to 600 years old. It's made out of silver, and you can get them for $1. That's right. Cheaper than something you could get off the McDonald's value menu, you could have a 600-year-old silver coin. You cannot beat that, and that's why I think that this should be in everybody's starter collection. And while we're on the topic of foreign coins, I think that it is critical that every collection has some selection of foreign coins. And yes, I'm aware that that's a very American-centric way of looking at things, but what can I say? I'm from the US of A. Anyway, the reason why I love collecting foreign coins is because that's where I started. I started collecting coins with my dad when I was a little kid because he wanted to teach me about geography and history. And I loved learning about all the different countries and learning how to say different countries' names in their own languages. If you have a kid in your life that you want to get into coin collecting, foreign coins is absolutely the way to do it. Now, you can go to any local coin store and go through their bulk foreign bin and find so many cool coins for pennies. Now, these coins in particular I think are absolutely beautiful. I've got one from Switzerland, one from Japan, one from Italy, and this one is absolutely gorgeous with that bumblebee design, and it's from 1921. This one is from Germany, this one's from Ireland, and I love the harp design because my mom is actually a harpist. This is Australian, has the iconic kangaroo, the Panamanian Balboa. I'll let you guys guess which country this coin is from. And these two are such an interesting subset of foreign coin collecting that I love. And that is collecting coins from countries that either no longer exist or go by a different name. This one is from Yugoslavia, which has been broken up into a number of different countries. And this one is from Ceylon, which is now called Sri Lanka. So I think that you guys should definitely give foreign coins a chance because there is just so much richness in story, in history, and you'll learn a lot. Now, we've already seen that we have 3 different types of American 1-cent coins, but we also got to get some 5-cent coins in here too. And this is what's called a Liberty V nickel. It has Liberty on the obverse, and it has a V, the Roman numeral for 5 on the reverse. The reason why I love this coin is because it has such a good story behind it. The first year that this coin was issued, instead of saying cents at the bottom, the word cents was implied. It was completely left out. But what happened is some enterprising criminals gold-plated these coins and passed them off as $5 coins instead of 5-cent coins. And I just love that story. At one time, this was actually my favorite American coin. Now, the Liberty V-nickel is a little bit less well known to a lot of ordinary people, so it would be totally unfair of me to include that, but not the much better known Indian head or buffalo nickel. These are some of the oldest coins that I remember having in my collection as a kid. When I was a little kid, I actually found one of these in the playground at preschool, and that is actually one of my earliest memories ever. So yes, I have been a numismatist since the way beginning. This is such a cool coin, and you can get ones with great features on them for like $1. Really, really nice. And of course, the reverse with the iconic buffalo standing there. You can't get more classic American than that. I mean, really. You gotta get one of these for your collection. What, you thought the only silver coins I was gonna include were Russian wire money? Heck no! We've got silver on silver on silver here. Plus, coming up soon, we've also got some amazing gold. So don't turn that dial, stay tuned for that. Well, this is a Mercury Dime. And Mercury Dimes are essential for new coin collectors and silver stackers alike. And the reason is because for coin collectors, it's an obviously iconic American coin that is aesthetically beautiful and very affordable. But for silver stackers, it's also critical for 2 reasons. One is they are super low premium, if any premium. You can often get these at spot very easily. And they're also fractional, meaning they're less than an ounce, so they are very affordable. You can usually get these for $1, $1.20, $1.50, easily, no problem. And that's why I always recommend people getting silver dimes, especially Mercury dimes, whenever you can, especially if the price is good. Now here we have another piece of amazing bargain silver. And by the way, I'm not just talking to you newbies out there right now, I'm talking about veteran collectors who still have not taken this coin seriously. This is a 1969 John F. Kennedy $50. Now, between 1965 and 1970, these coins were composed of 40% silver. All the rest of the coins that America produced at this time had silver taken out of them. This one still had 40% silver. Now, collectors and stackers are not into these 40% Kennedy halves because they take up the same amount of room in their stack, but only have a little less than half of the silver of their 90% counterparts that were made the year before. I think that there is a huge opportunity in these coins because you can even get them below spot. I'm not kidding you. The last coin show I went to, they had them below spot and I picked up a bunch. I think that every single person starting a collection should get at least one 40% Kennedy half because hey, silver is silver. And this is a gorgeous Gorgeous silver coin. Now we can't only have US silver coins, right? We gotta spread the love a little bit. So this is a 50 centime coin from France. Also 90% silver, and something that you can often find hiding in junk bins at coin shows and at your local coin store. It's a great coin to look out for. I think that it's absolutely beautiful as well. Take a look at the reverse. Look at that. This coin is something that I have got many, many times, and I always seem to have them lying around. I actually got this one last week in a trade that I made with Treasure Town. If you want to see the video that we did on that, check out the card right over here. Otherwise, definitely keep your eyes peeled for small foreign silver coins, and definitely try and add one to your collection right when you start off. No, we're not done with silver yet. We have a 1909 Barber Quarter right here. Now, it is a little bit beat up, but I got it for spot, and you really can't beat that, right? Silver at spot is amazing. And this is a coin from 1909, over 100 years old, and the iconic Barber design is beloved by many. I'm not one of them. I actually don't love the Barber obverse, but what it lacks in the obverse, for me, it makes up in the reverse. As much as I'm not a fan of the obverse of Barber design coins, I am a huge fan of the reverse. I love how the eagle looks. I love the typeface of the words. I love the way that it looks strong and really, really bold. And to me, that makes the perfect reverse for a US coin. Now, these coins are very, very common. Even though they're old and even though you may have never seen them before, you can easily get them for very low prices, and I think that you should. Well, on the topic of silver, we can't forget about the $1 silver certificate. What these are, if you notice, they look like a normal $1 bill, except instead of a green seal, they have a blue seal. And that was to signify that these were indeed silver certificates. And what that means is that back in the day when US currency was backed by hard assets like gold and silver, you could actually take this to the bank and exchange it for a silver dollar. That is super cool. And believe it or not, even though these seem unusual and you may have never seen one before, it is actually very, very common, and you can get them sometimes for face value on top of other deals. And if not, easily $1.50, no problem. You should definitely pick one of these up because they are so cool. They're such a unique piece of numismatic history, and they really are only about 50 cents above face value. And we've got another $1 bill. And this is just a normal dollar, right? Well, not exactly. For those of you who don't know, this is what's called a star note. At the end of the serial number, you have a little star, and that signifies that when this note was originally printed with this serial number, it was damaged during the production process, so it had to be destroyed. The note was then reprinted, and to show that it was a replacement note, they added a little star. I have a whole video from a couple weeks ago on the topic, and you can see it right in that card right over there. But the cool thing about this is that you can actually go to the bank, take out about $100, and you have about a 1% chance of finding one of these in circulation. So you take $100 out of the bank, you look through it, and you'll probably find one. You put the rest of the money back in your account, and you've basically just spent $1 on $1. So while this, I'm adding it as a $1 cost, the reality is it's face value, so it's practically free. But if you want to, and you want to find some rarer ones with rarer serial numbers, you can spend a little bit more. But for now, if you just want to have one example of a star note, you grab one from the bank right out of circulation, bada bing, bada boom. You've got a really cool piece of American currency. Now, I love collecting US currency, but I'll be totally honest, a lot of other countries have way more interesting looking bills than we do. I'm talking about color-wise, design element-wise, style, material. There are so many different variables of world currency that you guys should get in touch with, and the best way to do it? Get yourself some foreign currency. And it is dirt cheap in a lot of cases. I mean, you go to a coin show, you go on eBay, you go to your local coin store, they have boxes and boxes and albums full of this stuff, and you can get it for pennies on the dollar. Right here, I have 5 examples of foreign banknotes that I think are super cool. This one is from the Bank of Zambia. It's 500 kwacha, it's a country in Africa, and it has a gorgeous design. It has animals, it has trees. On the other side, it has the bondage of slavery being broken to symbolize the liberation of Africa. Really, really gorgeous, and it's a polymer note, which means that it's actually made out of plastic. You can see it has a little window. You can see my finger through here. That is certainly something that the US doesn't have. Really, really cool. Next up, we have a banknote from Argentina. This one also is made of paper, but it has a very, very unusual texture to it. It's an anti-counterfeiting measure, and I can't show you on the camera, but you can definitely feel it if you pick up one yourself. You can see all these different anti-counterfeiting measures over here with all these lines and colors. Flipping it over to the other side, you have this beautiful pastel rainbow color. It's really, really nice. And that's something that you don't get to see on US currency. Next up, we've got the Central Bank of Kuwait. And this is cool because it is a banknote, but it is a quarter dinar, meaning this is a fractional banknote, which we don't have in the US anymore. I did a video on fractional banknotes from the US, which you can see in this card over here, but we haven't had those for many, many years, not since right after the Civil War. This one's really, really cool. You see the motif of ships all over here. Really, really cool. Lots of colors, and of course, tons of interesting anti-counterfeiting designs. Next up, we have a very, very cool banknote from Japan. Now, I'm not so sure too much about this banknote, but it is very old, and it is very, very interesting looking. It's 5 yen, and you can see it's very delicate, but you could learn a lot from this. Guess what? I should take my own advice and look it up. But anyway, if you guys know more about this banknote, hit me up in the comments below and let me know about it. But anyway, that's the kind of cool stuff that you get when you get lots of banknotes. You have projects, you get an opportunity to learn, and it's honestly art. Look at this. This is art. It's absolutely art. And last but not least, we'll take a trip down to the Bahamas. This one is $1. You can see the Queen of England over here. And it actually is very reminiscent of the US banknote until you get to the reverse, when you see this absolutely gorgeous cacophony of undersea life. Look at this. Beautiful fish, coral, lots and lots of action on the back with beautiful bright colors. You've got flowers over here. And to me, this is one of the most beautiful banknotes in my entire collection. I absolutely love it. And that was just 5 examples. There are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of different foreign banknotes that you can get for very, very reasonable prices. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, how you can spend $20 on all the coins and banknotes I showed you and still have money left over to buy real 24 karat gold bullion. Let me introduce to you the Utah Goldback. Now, for those of you who've been watching my channel for a long time, you probably saw this coming. But if you're new, let me explain what this actually is. This is a 1 Utah Goldback note, and it is literally a banknote made out of real gold. It is 1/1000th of a troy ounce, and they have these that go up in denomination all the way up to 1/10 of an ounce, but this one is 1/1000th of a troy ounce of gold. And the way that they do it, it's so innovative. It's literally the most innovative piece of gold bullion ever to come out in my lifetime. What it is it is a very thin piece of gold sandwiched between 2 pieces of protective plastic. It's almost like a piece of gold sitting in its own built-in airtight container. Very, very cool. And what it is it came out of Utah, so each of the designs of every denomination has a different Utah-related design. Each one is sort of hand-drawn, not literally, but the art is hand-done, and each one has a beautiful design on the front and a gorgeous mirror image on the back. Now, I want to point out, this is actual real gold. This is recoverable gold, meaning you could cut this up, melt it down, and actually end up with a little bead of gold. And the reason that's important is because this is not like one of those gold-plated banknotes that you get from China on eBay. Those are basically just pieces of cardboard with gold ink on them. This is actual recoverable gold bullion, and it's sold by all the legit big bullion dealers. I'm talking Atmex, JM Bullion, Provident Metals, SD Bullion, and many, many others. And they're really inexpensive, and that's the reason I wanted to introduce them to you in this collection, because it is honestly the most accessible means of getting gold bullion today. Literally, for $3 or $3.50, you can get yourself a Utah Goldback. No joke. And it is such a cool thing to have, because not only is it bullion, but it's also part of a social movement that was started in Utah where it was produced. Basically, the idea is to have an alternative to the US dollar where you can actually spend these on goods and services. And even if that sounds pie in the sky to you, there are literally hundreds of vendors within Utah and outside of Utah that are accepting these. Literally, you can get a haircut, you can get your teeth cleaned, you can get legal services, you can buy art, you can even buy a freaking car with these. I am not kidding you. It is so cool to be able to dip your feet into gold, be part of a social movement, get something that may go up in value, because these, the 2019s, which is the launch year, are basically sold out. There are a few that are still left on AppMex and SD Bullion and some of these other sites, but for the most part, they're sold out. So much so that when I showed you these on my channel for the first time, they were actually running a promotion where they were giving one free gold back to anyone, but believe it or not, those supplies ran out. The retail supplies have run out, and the very last bits of 2019s are running out now. They are coming out with a 2020, and I did hear from the grapevine, though I've been sworn to secrecy, that 2 new states at least are going to be released this year in 2020. So you're definitely gonna wanna keep your eyes peeled for those. But if you can get your hands on a 2019 Goldback, I'd say, hey, go for it. It's $3, $3.50, and you get yourself a piece of bullion and numismatic history. You get yourself a piece of art, and if you've never thought you could afford gold before, bada bing, bada boom. You get one of these, and you are now the proud owner of gold bullion. Now don't go anywhere. Before we finish, I have a challenge for the entire coin collecting community on YouTube. That's right, if you are a creator on YouTube, whether you've got 1 subscriber or 1 million or anything in between, I challenge you to come up with the best coin collection you can for 20 bucks or less. So I wanna see what you guys have. Now I'm gonna challenge a few specific people as well, but I wanna see what everybody can come up with and see how many different versions we can get, and you guys, the people, can come up with what you think is the best. Now, if you decide to take my challenge, tag me at @silverpicker in the title of your video so we can all see all the different options out there. Now, to start us off, I challenge Rob Finds Treasure, Coin Help You, Couch Collectibles, Treasure Town, Quinn's Coins, Big D Coins, Silver Seeker, Coins for Amateurs, Penny Haven, Christopher Collects, JB Coins, International Stacker, Half Dollar Make You Holla, JD's Variety Channel, and even Half Asleep Chris. Now, if you are a fan of one of their channels, I want you to go over to their channel and let them know about this challenge and that you want to see a video. Have them make the challenge and let's see what we come up with. This could be a lot of fun, and it will help our community of new collectors get an idea of what they can get for just 20 bucks. So let's do it. So, would you rather have this $20 bill or all those awesome coins, silver and gold? Well, for me, the choice is obvious, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And whether I mentioned your name or not, I would love to see what you guys come up with. So if you make a video, tag me in it and I will watch it and we can all see it and the whole community will be better off for it. So if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and of course, hit that big old red subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much for subscribing. If you want to support the channel in a more tangible way, I would love you if you'd also consider supporting my Patreon campaign and help me with my mission of informing, educating, and entertaining people all about coins, precious metals, and even personal finance. So if you like this kind of content, watch some more of my videos and stay tuned because I got a lot more awesome stuff coming down the pike. So until then, Silverpicker out. A huge thank you to all of my wonderful patrons and a big welcome to my newest patrons. If you're not yet a patron, now's the time because in just a few days I will be giving away yet another ounce of silver in my monthly Patreon-only silver giveaway. Join us and let's have some fun.